inviting you to join Gene and his guests. Billy Jack Haynes, Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, Jimmy Hart, Adrian Adonis, Randy Savage, and his manager, Elizabeth. And now, here is your host, the ubiquitous Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh, are we missing somebody? Excuse me, Nelson. Where's Lord Alfred Hayes? All right. We're going to start without him? I think so. Or should I do this whole thing? No, just kidding. We have got some kind of an hour for you on TNT. I'll have to use the cheaters here. Coming up a little later on, you're going to be seeing a newcomer to the World Wrestling Federation. He is exciting. He is certainly a premier superstar arriving with that status in the World Wrestling Federation. Billy Jack Haynes. Also, I'm going to be talking with Gorilla Monsoon, my very dear close personal friend, a little bit later on. And Jimmy Hart, and adorable, by the way, for our studio audience and for those of you watching at home, the adorable one, Adrian Adonis, is going to be here. After the last time, I have no idea what to expect. Let's open it up and welcome, if you would please, the Intercontinental Champion of the World, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and his manager, Elizabeth.
What style, what grace. Ain't that something? Yes.
Boy, is that the truth? Elizabeth, do me a favor, sweetheart. Stand up again. Look at this. Look at this. Is beautiful. That is a new touch for you, Elizabeth. What do you think, gang? How about that, huh? Oh, yes.
Sit down, yeah.
Elizabeth, I'm very curious. Since we spoke, 2-3 weeks ago, what have you been up to this summer?
Well, I've been traveling around a lot, and
I see.
I really seeing a lot more of the country. I've been having a good time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look good. It looks like you're getting a lot of sunshine. And I do, once again, I want to compliment you on that outfit. That is gorgeous. That is really good.
Oh, excuse me 1 second here. Allow me to interrupt. Being the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, just let that slide. Millions of chicks out there are steaming right now because they're not listening to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, doing a conversation by yourself, right, talking to Elizabeth. That's a hip type thing, but the ratings are going to go down.
Just a second.
Down.
Randy.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have an opportunity to see you right now. There's action up in the ring. Let's join it in progress.
All right, let's do it now.
One of the more aggressive athletes.
Indeed he is. Now, just when he drove that knee in the midsection of Cooper, he really drives that knee with all his weight behind it with a lot of force, and that's the difference between knowing how to use your weight and how to deliver a blow against those who do not. That's why they're not as effective.
But there, I mean, we have seen reasons for disqualification.
Well, that's true, and sometimes I wish there was a disqualification. Maybe it'll teach somebody like Macho Man.
Oh, no!
Look at this. Now, that could really do a number on his knees, his ankle, his back, his neck.
Oh. You can bet this would not happen with some of the other athletes in the WWF today, namely one of them, George the Animal Steele, who I would suspect might be looking on wherever he is.
Randy Savage, I don't particularly like your style. I don't like your ways. I don't like how you mistreat Elizabeth, and I don't personally like you. But I recognize you as a great talent. George the Animal Steele is my man. I'm filming in entirety. I believe that I've detected a weakness. Randy Savage, I want to set an example. I want to have you pay for all your sins and the way you've abused Elizabeth and all women. Macho Man, I'll show you who's macho. I'll show you with the animal. Going through the animal, who's macho? Look out! Look out! Look out!
Well, I'll tell you, this Cooper's been really taking a shellacking from the time that the match started. And I'll tell you, this Macho Man is just as relentless on him. He is just out to to hurt this Cooper. Look at this now. Watch. Is he going to come down with the famous elbow? No. Comes down with both hands right in the back of the neck of Cooper. And I'll tell you, he's got it just what he wants. Following up with a big super slam.
All right, the Macho Man with everything completely in control. And Cooper, I don't think's going anywhere. The Macho Man climbs the top rope and no one gets up after that. And a 3 count.
All right, how about that? Intercontinental Champion of the World, Macho Man Randy Savage. Elizabeth, I think credit should be given where due, and I must say that you have done a tremendous job bringing this man to the ultimate in the World Wrestling Federation, Intercontinental Champion.
Again, rephrase that one time. You're giving her all the credit for bringing me to the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship.
Well, wait a minute now, Randy. I think she should be given a proper credit. She has done a tremendous... You're the Intercontinental Champion of the world. Where would you be without her?
Without Elizabeth, where would the Macho Man Randy Savage be in the exact same spot I am now? Ain't that right, Elizabeth?
That's right,
Hey, wait a minute.
Right there, she just told you. Right there. Everybody out
He's
there
up
hear
here.
Elizabeth? Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with their ears. I think that you're in trouble, and the guy in the band, you want to see the big elbow up close?
In the latest edition of the World Wrestling Federation magazine, a couple of shots here of, well, Elizabeth. There alongside Jim the Anvil Knight.
And there's the Macho Man Randy Savage over there,
as a matter of fact,
smaller than should be.
He is. Elizabeth and Randy, I have a surprise for the two of you. It's going to be coming up here in just a moment or two. All right, I thank you, Tony. Very, very well done. Guests of ours this week on TNT, Miss Elizabeth.
And the Macho Man Randy Savage cannot be denied. I'm gonna go on and do the thing for myself from now on. It's understandably so that we've got a failure to...
Randy Savage and Elizabeth, this has got to be the ultimate trip when it comes to flattery. I'd like to introduce, if I may, at this point in time, the current reigning elder statesman of the Macho Madness Fan Club. He comes to us from East Elephant Breath Falls, Montana, along with his manager, Esmeralda. Please welcome, whatever. Let's give it a try. Well, this is it. What a remark. Come on in,
I
Esmeralda.
am the Intercontinental Champion, Macho Man.
The inter what?
Intercongenital.
The intercongenital. That's kind of...
What's wrong with your ears?
I'll tell you, this is
And
remarkable.
this is Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, how are you doing this week?
Just fine.
My dear, it reminds me of Hooterville.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm only the Intercongenital Champion, and you're talking to Esmeralda.
Esmeralda,
move over here.
Hey, easy.
Just here.
You're too much like the Macho Man. Boy,
Hey, leave him alone.
Hey,
He's
hey,
doing
hey.
fine, Okerlund. He's doing fine. In fact, I think that, yeah, like that. Did you see that?
look at that. Look at that tongue. What about those biceps?
Flattery, yeah.
Esmeralda, take this off, but do it nicely.
That a baby man. Make her do
You-
the thing and do it right.
You mind, Randy? If
Oh, I like this. You said it was going to be a surprise, and I
It
like
is a
it. I like the
surprise.
surprise. That's great.
Macho Man, you're right.
Now, just
Macho
a
Man.
second. Can we get a shot of the shoes? My word, this is maybe I'm asking a bit much here,
Look
gentlemen.
at that, yeah.
Down with the.
Esmeralda, kiss that.
All right, look at
No
that.
one here, Esmeralda.
All right, doing the thing again right
Don't take
there
this any
now.
further here. Goodness gracious. Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. I wonder if I could prevail upon you. Sir, would that be okay?
Prevail? What does that
Prevail.
mean?
Could you turn around again for our television cameras?
Why, certainly.
Randy,
Macho Madness right there.
you're gonna love this for being the head honcho of the Macho Madness Fan Club.
Yeah, what is it?
Randy, who?
Hey,
Wait a second. Come on up here, Esmeralda, if you would.
Hey, take your hands off Esmeralda. Esmeralda, come back here. You only go when I tell you to go. Stand over there.
Now, wait a second. Okay, I want to ask you a
Hold it.
question right now. Turn around again. Let me see the back of your T-shirt. What do you got there?
I got nothing there.
Yeah, you got nothing is right, man. You're going to have even less in a minute now. Just
do you
turn
mean?
around. Just turn around 1 second. Turn around 1 second. What do you mean, Randy, who I got a whole cool when I got the T-shirt
You saw
on?
it.
I don't think that this is flattery at all. I think this is a surprise.
Imitation is the greatest form of
No,
flattery.
but you got it wrong right there.
Smile,
Macho
sweetheart.
Man
We're on
is-
television,
yeah.
yes.
You're not Elizabeth. You're not the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
What do you mean? Hey!
Hey, oh,
Give me that.
Wait
a minute.
Hey, just a minute.
Lord Alfred Hayes, you have
Lord
got to be
Alfred Hayes.
kidding me.
Come on over here.
I can't believe it.
That's not a surprise.
You're haywire.
What are you talking
This
about?
is the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Please, give me a break. Stay tuned. Very good. Lord Alfred Hayes in the back room recouping. He's going to be joining us momentarily as TNT continues. I'd like to have you join me in welcoming the latest acquisition of the World Wrestling Federation, a man that arrives with tremendous credentials. He is from Portland, Oregon. Please welcome Billy Jack Haynes. How about it? Well, as they say, you have arrived. And Billy Jack Haynes, certainly we are privileged to have you as part of the World Wrestling Federation. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon, which is my hometown. And if
Beautiful part of
if
the world, by the way.
If I can, real quick, by the way, say hello to my dad, who's in a nursing home. I love you with all my heart, Dad, and also my wife, whom I miss and love very much also.
All right.
All my fans.
When you size up, Billy Jack, when you size up the competition here in the World Wrestling Federation, as you know, second to none, some of the great superstars we have here, like Hulk Hogan, the British Bulldogs, Intercontinental Champion, Macho Man Randy Savage. How do you feel you're going to fare in this great league, in this great federation?
You know, I'm in the best shape of my life. I've been professional wrestling for 4 years now, Gene, and I come here to the World Wrestling Federation because the top competition in the world is here. How I will fare, I'm not much on, gossip and talk or all that. I have to prove that in the ring. I
Sure.
speculate in the ring that, I have mastered the full Nelson, and we'll just have to see how far I can go with it.
All right. Billy Jack, just to, I think, keep some of our fans surprised, we're going to go up to the ring and join you, and I must say very impressively so, with action in progress. Take a look.
Giving this man more than just a once-over.
Well, they have to. First of all, they know who he is. He's got quite a reputation. He's an impressive individual. A lot of fire, a lot of power, a lot of wrestling maneuvers. You better believe it that they're looking him over real good, because Morocco and many others know that down the road they're going to have to face this man.
Rusty Brooks being set up now by Billy Jack Haynes. Ooh, my, and that rotund physique catches a boot to the midsection. And you better not lay down literally on Billy Jack, because he's perpetual motion. Brooks, did you see the look on his face?
Sure did.
Brooks is having his problems in this matchup. I think perhaps now he recognizes that he has been overmatched.
Well, I was just going to say, thus far he has provided this Billy Jack Haynes with no competition at all. It's been all Billy Jack, and that size of Rusty Brooks has been of no value to him, so thus far at least. Here we go
again. Yes, Billy Jack now with a knee lift, and Rusty Brooks back down to the canvas. Boy, he spent a lot of time close to the ropes, Rusty Brooks has. Billy Jack, what's he gonna, oh my goodness. Whoa, my! Drove the knee right up to the spine of Rusty Brooks, and Brooks is in trouble. He's in big trouble, and there we see the full Nelson. Billy Jack applying the full Nelson and dumps Brooks down to the canvas like a sack of potatoes.
Billy Jack have to be a little tough applying the the full Nelson on a man the size of Rusty Brooks.
He was a big boy, big boy.
Well, I think there probably the other with Fat Slob is probably more like it. Thank you. Any goals, any objectives that you have set for yourself as you enter competition here in the World Wrestling Federation?
Gene, myself, outside of the ring, I'm no better than anybody else. I look at it, we're all in the same boat. We're all breathing the same air. I'm very easygoing type of man, but inside the ring, I don't smoke, drink, or take drugs. I encourage all you kids to do the same. But inside the ring, I don't know what it is. I just become a tiger. I've been on the bottom side of life, and I'm trying to, build it up the best way I can, and I hope to go as far as I possibly can, Gene. And I feel that, with the competition here is awful tough, but I just hope it takes me all the way to the top.
Okay, watch out for this young man, Billy Jack Haynes. Up next, Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan. Don't go away. There's some rather interesting reading in the latest edition of the World Wrestling Federation magazine. King Kong Bundy's on the cover, but also covered extensively the World Wrestling Federation announcers. Here you see Kenny Resnick with the heavyweight champion. And also, guests of ours right now, the co-host of a program that is called Primetime Wrestling is a gentleman by the name of Bobby Heenan, and the host, of course, my compatriot and very dear, close, personal friend. The man is a classic. Please welcome Gorilla Monsoon. Come on in. Well, Gorilla.
The host usually sits here.
That's correct.
That's where I'm sitting, right here, Bob.
Bobby Heenan, sit down, please.
He's been having quite a problem with this host thing, Gene.
But does that not agree with you, Mr. Heenan?
I beg your pardon?
Gorilla Monsoon is the host of Primetime Wrestling.
You'd like to think so, maybe. But the people tune in to see me, not to hear his rhetoric.
Boy, you get to work with all the gems. Jesse Ventura, now this jabroni.
Well,
he's
only in on a shoestring to begin with. I told him, don't tie up a lot of money in makeup.
Yeah, don't quit your day job.
I don't have a day job.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't even compare to your night job.
Oh, my God.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by that, Bobby Heenan? Let's be more specific.
I talked to the attorneys. I don't want to go into that. What you did in Vegas, that's your business.
Why would he bring that up?
Because he's clutching for straws, Gene.
Gorilla, recently on Primetime Wrestling, I'd like to show the folks how well you and Mr. Heenan work together. We're going to take a little clip here. I think it involves Japan. Let's take a look from Primetime Wrestling.
Getting set for our primetime feature. Who are you calling, Bob?
You know who I'm calling? I'm calling the president of the USA Network.
For what?
For what? I'm not going to be jobbed out here on television. I'm not going to have them throw up tape like that, embarrass me, and you're going to be out of a job, pal. They put me on hold. I'll be in a minute.
Well, while you're on hold, you might check with your bank, because I'm sure that King Tonga's going to be putting some garnishes on your wages until he gets his 15 grand.
Like I told you and everybody else, don't anybody else worry about my money, Stud's money, or King Tonga.
I thought
you
were
worry
an
about your
important guy.
job.
How come you're on hold?
He's getting through to me, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm getting through to you.
He's going to get through to me, I mean.
Plenty of action still to come here
Bobby,
on Primetime Wrestling, a big six-man tag
time.
team match feature, putting on the tights, luscious John Diane, along with the Dream Team. Some tremendous action coming up. It's probably, are you making a collect call? Give me a break.
I'm trying to talk.
Unbelievable.
Oh, real smooth. The two of you work real well. Did you ever get through to the president of the USA Television Network?
Kay Kopowitz. You're trying to get my job or have me canned or...
Well, I was trying to get through, and then he made such a big stink about it, I could never get through. It wasn't my fault.
calling collect, Gene.
I wasn't calling collect.
I got that. Bobby Heenan, I'm very curious. What about the 15 grand that you owe King Tonga? You owe that man $15,000.
Oh, I owe him $15,000.
Wait a minute. You're going to try weasel out of that bet, too.
What do you mean weasel out of anything?
Yes, that's all right.
Now, wait a minute. Let me explain something.
You've got some explaining to do.
To who?
And some money to pay.
Yes, I think to King Tonga and to the wrestling
This
fans
is like
of the
visiting
world.
hours at San Quentin. You mind if I talk to one at a time?
Go ahead.
Okay, now I'm going to be specific here. I owe King Tonga nothing.
How do you figure? He slammed Big John Studd. The world saw it.
Okay, buddy. Let me explain something to you, pal. John Studd was kind enough to give the are you paying attention?
I'm paying attention. Go right ahead.
You got something under the desk there you'd like to bring out?
Not really, but go ahead. Continue on with your story.
How's like them to wear it at home?
I was a sales rep for Tom McCann or something.
This, by the way, just happens to be one of the shoes that Gorilla Monsoon walked into our studio with. And it looks like, is that snow tread?
Yeah, that's for the
What
heavy
size
weather.
is that?
That's gorilla size.
My God, man, that must be a 15.
15 triple E.
My word.
Can't build a big house on a small
Bobby Heenan, don't go away. Gorilla Monsoon, stand by. We're going to get to that.
Explain something. You're showing shoes.
It figures.
What's next? Socks?
No, we're going to be going to Japan. It's right around the corner when TNT continues. We're right back. All right, guests of mine right now, Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, the host of Primetime Wrestling.
Gene, you know, we're always on, seems like we're always on Bobby's case all the time, but, you know, we should get into something that he's comfortable with and something that he enjoys talking about and something that's dear to him, like the Japanese stars, the giant machine, the super machine that are coming here to the United States.
As a matter of fact, they are, and as you know, I recently spent, what was it, 2.5, 3 weeks?
4 days.
4 days. Let's, time flies when you're having fun. Let's take a look at this. Schools, you're very articulate, apparently, in the English language. I can't believe it.
Yes. Educated right here at the University of Tokyo.
Ah.
Master's degree in education.
Mm-hmm.
Also master's degree in business administration.
I see.
He is also educated in the University of Tokyo.
Tell me, the anticipation of the fans in the United States for the machines, the giant machine and the super machine, your thoughts?
We are very, very happy about going to your country.
Yes.
It is an honor, a great honor for us, because we have been told by our mentor, our stable master, Wakamatsu-san, in order to be not only good in your country, in order to be good in the world, you must go to United States.
Number one.
Number one, Ichiban.
Ichiban. Right now, the two of you are number one in Japan, hopefully to be number one in the United States and the world.
In the world, that is correct. We are also told, in order to be number one in the world, we must fight in WWF.
In the World Wrestling Federation.
Correct.
That too, gentlemen, Ichiban.
Right.
Very curious. Any talk about a manager in the World Wrestling Federation?
We have an advisor now, Wakamatsu-san, here in Japan. He has been in contact with one Lou Albano.
Oh, Captain Lou Albano. Yes. He's very popular, very famous manager in the World Wrestling Federation.
Wakamatsu-san says Mr. Albano-san will take care of us, guide us.
Oh, he'll take care
give
of you.
advice.
Listen, I'm very curious. Competition in the United States, in the World Wrestling Federation. Have you heard about any of the competition there? It's second to none.
Mr. TV Man, we challenge everybody. Everybody.
Including Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan's son, number one in world now.
Yes, he is Ichiban. You take a look at, how about the magnificent Morocco?
Morocco.
I've got a couple for you. Big John Studd and King Kong Bundy. You've heard of them?
Yes.
They have a manager.
Anytime.
Yes.
Anytime. Say, you know something? Your voice sounds familiar, and I get the distinct impression that I've met you someplace before.
Never, Mr. TV Man. Never. First time I see you.
Perhaps you are mistaken. We are very popular here in Japan, I'm sure.
Maybe
you
a
have
wrestling
seen us
magazine.
In magazine.
Maybe I've seen you on TV or in a
Television.
magazine here in Japan. It makes sense. Good point, gentlemen. I thank you. Well, Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, I'm certain you found that little piece of business quite interesting.
Gene, you know, I've been to Japan, oh my God, dozens of times over the years. And
Beautiful
these are
country.
two of the biggest Japanese guys I've ever seen in my life.
Monsoon, please. Don't try to don't try to pull a number on these people. They're not bright anyway, but don't try to make it look any worse than it is. That is Andre the Giant. You know it, I know it,
Can you
and
prove
these
it?
poor humanoids
Can you
know it.
prove it?
Can I prove it?
Yes.
Yes, I can
How
prove
can
it.
you prove it?
You could take 25 Japanese wrestlers and stand them on each other's head, and they're not going to hit 7 feet tall.
That's not true, Bobby.
That is Andre the Giant. Did that sound like a Japanese
You got
man
Andre
talking?
the Giant on your. You've been brainwashed by Andre the Giant.
They were educated at Tokyo University.
They're
very
not
articulate.
educated. Did that man sound like Andre the Giant to you? Answer me that.
No, this is a Japanese magazine.
magazine, right.
Here's the proof. This is a Japanese magazine. I was there. These people are Japanese.
I saw you go. You look a little familiar. You think I buy
it
that?
just reminded me of Andre the Giant.
Because of
Yeah.
his
The
immense
bigger
size.
man, because of
Yeah.
the size.
Yeah,
My
well,
God,
there's
how
one
many
big
people
hole.
do you have walking around the block that stand 7'4" and weigh over 500 pounds?
There
Not too
are no
many.
Japanese that do that. There are no Japanese people that are educated in an American school and wind up talking French.
Well, I'll
don't
tell
you
you what.
understand that, pal? Wait, stop.
Andre the
Hey,
Giant is
hey,
suspended anyway, so I think
stop.
that's.
I'm talking. You maybe don't know who I am. I'm the host. Now, you people, is that Andre the Giant or not?
Boy, you really.
I didn't mean to stump you with a hard question. That is Andre the Giant.
I will say this: I doubt whether it's Andre the Giant. You're entitled to your opinion.
He had Andre suspended anyway, Gene. So.
Yeah, you worked
Yes,
that out.
I did.
There's
Yes,
another
I
guy
did.
you stiffed for 15
I
grand.
didn't stiff anybody. He's suspended, but that is Lou Albano's and the World Wrestling Federation's way to do a number on me. They're bringing them back with a mask on. The other guy, I'm not sure who that is, but I'll find out.
That's not true, Bobby. Well, mask or no mask, if a guy is suspended, he's suspended. Have you spoken to Jack Tunney, the president of the World Wrestling
I'm going to have a
Federation?
meeting with him directly. And you wait and see what's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
You don't have any influence.
I have a lot of power in the World Wrestling
Highly
Federation.
unlikely.
Don't give me that highly unlikely. This is in prime time. You've stuck me enough. I'm out of blood. I can't bleed anymore.
Bobby Heenan, excuse me if I can interrupt. I want to get the people that really count, I want to get their opinions. Do you indeed believe for a moment that that's Andre the Giant and this is some kind of a ploy to undermine Bobby Heenan?
Of course not. It's not Andre.
That's quite obvious to me. Your thoughts on this? Your thoughts, first of all, on Bobby Heenan. How would you like to be doing business with this guy? How would you like to have him do your books?
He's all right. He's all right.
Well, a difference of opinion here. Perhaps this young lady might render an opinion regarding Mr. Heenan, the co-host of Primetime Wrestling.
I wouldn't trust him.
Now, I like that. I wouldn't trust him as far as...
Let's talk to the guy here that sells the Hathaway shirts. What do you think? Is that Andre the Giant or not?
No, it isn't.
See, he's only got one eye. How would he know? He only sees half the guy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to conduct this. You mind?
What about this?
Well, you got good taste in men. How about you, dear? What do you think? Is that Andre the Giant?
No way. No way.
Sweetheart, I like the T-shirt.
Oh, I do too. A lot of people like this. Everybody asks me where I got it.
I like what's in it, too. It's very, very comfortable indeed. All right. Thank you very much. Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan, I thank you very much. Please,
It's
take an
obvious.
opportunity to come on back and join us again.
Oh, I'd love
There's
to.
more
I enjoyed
TNT
this.
after this. Don't go away. Lord Alfred, you were in the men's room for quite a while there.
Boy, that took some removing, that stuff, I'll tell you.
You look good. You look very dapper. Excellent. It was great having Gorilla Monsoon out here, the host of Primetime Wrestling. Bobby Heenan came along for the ride.
Well, I heard the people applauding, so it must have been for Gorilla Monsoon.
Well, of course it was. Of course it was. We had ruminated a little bit on that recent trip that I took to Japan. 3-week tour with just
That was
Steve
nice.
Taylor. 4 days. Okay. Please welcome, if you will, to TNT right now, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and the adorable one, Adrian Adonis. I like that, Billy. Jimmy Hart, Adrian Adonis. A lot of things have been happening in a program, a feature in the World Wrestling Federation called The Flower Shop. I congratulate you, by the way, on hosting that rather interesting program.
No, thank you very much.
I see. That you've got a lot to say. Lord Alfred, you've seen it, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You know, there's been a lot happening recently in the flower shop. Jimmy Hart, as you know, with the heavyweight champion of the world, Hulk Hogan, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And here is a compilation of sorts of some of the footage from the flower shop. Let's take a look.
You go in that ring and do all that hard work and demonstrate your opponent. It seems like you go over and tag Mr. Hogan, and he comes in and makes the fall.
Well, come to think about it, so what if you're right? So what if he sells more dolls? So what if he sells more posters? So what if I do 90% of the work? You know something, Adrian? All that matters is that Hulk Hogan and myself are friends. And you know something? Yeah, you want to know something, buddy? What I think you're trying to do, and you stand up here, what you're trying to do is to cause trouble between us.
Huh, well, be cheap labor. Carry my baggage.
So what if he sells more dolls? That doesn't matter. So what about the poster? Hulk Hogan's my friend, man. And what you say or anybody else ain't gonna matter.
Let me tell you something, Adrian Adonis. How dare you last week try to stir up trouble between me and Mr. Wonderful Man? How dare you try to start trouble? Let me tell you something, boy or girl or whatever. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on you, man. Now I get more reason than ever, but your time's coming, man. Let me tell you something. Paul Orndorff is like a blood brother to me, man. We've been training day and night together. I've even gone to his house, eaten with his family. Cut over here. I've even broken bread with his family, boy. And his mother said I was like a #1 son to her. And all I got to say, Adrian Adonis, I don't ever have to worry about Paul Orndorff because I never have to look over my shoulder with a friend like him. He's the greatest partner I ever had, man. Like I said, like a blood brother.
In the ring, you are the old Mr. Wonderful. Oh, yes. Oh, and you're so bad and tough when you're beating up a nobody. Beating up a nobody. But you're the old Mr. Wonderful. But let me explain something. I manage Stud and Bundy, who are the next heavyweight tag team champions of the world. And if you're so tough, Hulk Jr., if you're so bad, why don't you sign for a tag match next week against Stud and Bundy? But I got another idea. Why don't you get yourself a partner? And I'm talking about Hulk Hogan. Huh, Hulk Jr.?
Let me tell you something right now, both of you. All I have to do is to get on the telephone and call Hulk Hogan, and he would be right here by my side. Matter of fact, I'll go call him right now. Tell him it's wonderful. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Go get him right now. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care if he's got 605 pounds on his back. You just go get him and tell him Mr. Wonderful wants to talk to him right now, immediately. He said what? He said what? Oh, God.
Well, unfortunately, no word yet from Paul Orndorff as to whether or not we're going to have that extraordinary tag team matchup. Of course, Paul Orndorff joining forces right here. Tell us you got it, man, because this is going to be a great moment in television, a great moment in wrestling. You and Hulk Hogan squaring off against Big John Studd and King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, I've been trying to call him. I've been trying to call him 5 or 6 minutes. I've been on the phone. He won't come to the phone because he's working out. There ain't going to be a match. There ain't going to be nothing.
Have you accepted the challenge?
Yeah, we're ready.
No! Well, confusion.
No. There's been a change of plans. I have agreed to have a match with the Moondogs because I want the whole wrestling world out there to know how good we really are as a team.
That's fine with me.
That's right, baby. And then next week, we are going to get in the ring with Stud and Bundy, and we are going to annihilate them. But you know something? Most of all,
I'm gonna show the people out there what the old Mr. Wonderful is about.
Hey, you know something? You know something? The old Mr. Wonderful, I like that. And the surprise of the Moondogs first, then Stud and Bundy second. Yeah, that's fine with me. We'll wipe them all out. I'm sticking with you. We'll play by your rules. And Adonis, you troublemaker, you better stick your nose where it does. You better.
Great, Adrian. You told Hulk off.
All right,
Beautiful.
Lord Alfred Hayes, did you not get the distinct impression that Adrian Adonis here was kind of stirring the, stoking the fire?
I got the most vivid impression that he was agitating just as much as he possibly could.
Jimmy Hart, you're a troublemaker, too. I think you're behind this entire thing.
Hey, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I merely was telling the truth. Everybody knows that Hulk Hogan is nothing but a showboat.
That's right.
I predict, and I've always said, that Mr. Orndorff does have a head on his shoulders. And I wasn't pounding any sense into it. I was just merely telling the truth. Well, no brag, but just fact, Jack.
You've got them going at each other now, and I hope it doesn't go any further than that.
Oh, tisk tisk.
Don't get upset, Adrian. Don't get upset.
You know, that was a very, very interesting feature. I will compliment you on the flower shop.
But let's face the facts, and reality is here. Hulk Hogan does not know how to answer the phone.
Well, I'm sure he was legitimately tied up, or he would have answered the phone for Paul Orndorff.
He did, didn't he?
Boy, I tell you, here's a couple of real clothes horses. Jimmy Hart, I don't know what to make of it.
Well, who suggested you were David Niven?
Yeah, that's right. He's jealous.
See, I
He's
understand.
jealous.
I understand as part of the flower shop, you know, with the beautiful floral arrangements that you have, Adrian, here in our studio this week for TNT, your own personal florist.
Yes, that's right.
I'm going to be looking forward to speaking with
Bruce.
him. Don't, Mr. what?
Mr. Bruce.
TNT continues after this with Mr. Bruce. Does resemble a flower shop. As promised, I told you, I think earlier on, that Adrian Adonis was going to be here with his own personal florist. Adrian and Jimmy Hart, gentlemen, if you'd please come on out. I'm very interested to see what's going to transpire here. Well, you fit right in here, I'll tell you. You are a flower child. What do you think of the long stems on that bouquet?
Thin.
Thin. Anybody know about long stems? Okay, your own personal florist, I believe you are...
Mr. Bruce. Mean Gene.
Let him talk.
Mr. Bruce, hi.
Hi,
you?
Bruce. You gotta be kidding me.
Doesn't Adrian look smashing today?
Yeah, you're standing behind him. I don't know. Does he look smashing?
He does.
Tell me, Mr. Bruce, how have you enhanced the life of Mr. Bad choice of words. Of Adrian in this flower shop here?
Well, of course, it's my job to design and structurally create the flowers for his flower shop. So Adrian comes in and tells me the colors and the kind of flair and style that he wants, and with my little hands, I just sort of construct it.
Construct it?
Construct it.
The hell is it?
Jimmy, do you see it?
There's a bee here someplace.
Missed it. I missed it.
Boys. Gang. Well, what are you going to do this week, Mr. Bruce?
It's very, very basic. This week, I just want to show you, we start, of course, with high quality, very fine colored flowers that Adrian personally selects.
How long have you been in this business, Phyllis? Bruce, Mr. Bruce. How long have you been in the business, in the floral business?
He's being cute again, watching Bruce.
I've been doing it for a very long time now. I guess I started as a child, but professionally, I guess,
You started what as a child?
Doing flowers.
Oh, doing flowers. Okay. What are we going to do here?
We're just...
What
Don't let it get Adrian.
I'm not. Don't you worry about that.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna make a very basic arrangement to give you an idea.
Come on, don't get rattled. Just do it.
Well, all right.
Jimmy, you don't get excited. You don't know your petunias.
Hey, keep
now
your
get
hands
to
off
it.
me, you fruit.
You don't let it trim and cut. You're not doing your job. Now do it.
He's sensitive, Adrian. He's sensitive.
I don't care. I'm sensitive too.
He's sensitive.
This guy.
Come on, Bruce. You know what you're doing.
I haven't started anything.
Just settle down. Settle down.
On television.
Okay, I'm calling him Phyllis.
Phyllis. I didn't call him Phyllis.
Keep it down, you're rattling him.
It's Bruce. Mr. Bruce.
Okay, Bruce, just go ahead. Go ahead.
You're still not cutting and trimming.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I do need to do that.
He's climbing all over his case.
Get me all nervous, Adrian.
You've got to know your petunias on the flower shop.
Okay. We insert it into the styrofoam like this.
The long stem.
The long stem in the... Well, Adrian will tell you that whenever I touch my little hand's too gross. So... And just sort of put the flowers in with a sense of style and flair. And of course, Adrian...
They're still not cut and trimmed up here.
Well, we're gonna have more foliage
Jimmy,
around
I'm
the...
sick of
I
this.
know, but don't yell at him. He's sensitive. What's this?
Wait a minute.
Okay, what? Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic.
Take it easy, Bruce. Take it easy.
Come on, Bruce. I know this is national TV, but compose
He does get a little nervous, but he's excellent with the flowers, and he does know his buds.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think he's up for this?
I don't think he's up for it, but he gets a little rattled.
All right. Okay,
I'm
continue
up for
on.
anything you can put out, big boy.
Touche.
Yeah, beautiful, Bruce. Beautiful.
Touche.
How do you like that, Gene? Beautiful, Bruce.
Are you jerking my chain, pal?
Don't you wish?
How crude.
I go a totally different direction than you all, right, Jimmy Hart? You all?
Right, what do you mean,
that?
you all? Yeah, right,
A little this over a little bit like this.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Pay attention, pay attention.
Oh, God, talk about patronizing each other.
Watch this.
Adrian, I'll get it! I'll get it!
Oh, bees on his rear end. Mr. Phyllis. Jimmy Hart.
Wait a minute, Adrian!
I can't believe. Probably the best way for them to go. Mr. Bruce, along with Adrian Adonis, I hope that was that actually on his rear end. I hope they can work that out. Who do we have next week back here on TNT, Alfred? Any clues?
I beg your pardon?
Big John Studd is going to be here. That's good. I like that. And who?
Bobby Heenan.
And Bobby Heenan.
We have Tito Santana.
And Tito Santana.
Pedro Morales.
Gene Okerlund for Lord Alfred Hayes. Have a good week. We'll see you next time on. So long.